Hi, I'm Dr. Shweta, and in this video, we will learn about the period after the Elizabethan era, and that is called as the Jacobean Age or the Jacobean era. The Jacobean era was ruled by James I of England, who was the king of Scotland, but when he took the throne of England, then he became the king of England as well as Scotland both. So when he came to England as a king, he started to be called as James I of England. So James I of England, he took the throne after the death of Queen Elizabeth in 1603, and the rule of James I lasted up to 1625. But after his death, who ruled England? After the death of James I, the next king was his son Charles I. Now, Charles I was not a very good leader. People were not satisfied with his rule. Then there were many social unrests that were happening in England during his rule. His rule lasted up to 1649, when finally in 1649 Charles I was publicly executed. Why was he executed? Because in the years before his execution, that is somewhere around 1642, civil war broke out in England. That civil war lasted up to 1649 and it ended with the final execution of Charles I. But then after Charles I, it was the throne designated for his younger brother Charles II. But Charles II had already fled to France to save his life. He feared execution in the same way as his brother Charles I. So when there was no ruler in England, it was the time period from 1649 to 1660 that England became a Republic of England, and it was being ruled by people. And there was a leader that emerged out who started ruling. He was Oliver Cromwell, a public leader, and when he started his control over England from the year 1649, he started calling himself as Lord Protectorate. And this period from 1649 to 1660, or we can say from 1642, is known as the interregnum period. Oliver Cromwell, however, died in 5 years, and after him it was his son Richard Cromwell who took the rule under his control from there onwards. But then his rule did not last more than the year 1660, and in 1659, a year before 1660, Richard Cromwell was finally executed and Charles II was recalled from France and he took the throne back for himself, and the monarchy was re-established in the year 1660. So in this video, we will talk about the period starting from the accession of James I in 1603 after the death of Queen Elizabeth, and we will talk about the periods called as the Jacobean period as well as the Caroline Age. The Caroline Age here means the rule of Charles I. And then we will also talk about the interregnum period, that is the period when Oliver Cromwell was ruling England and there was no monarchy in England.